A massive alien ship appeared in our skies without warning, the herald of a galactic ascendancy that had conquered 47 worlds. They gave us their terms. 70% of our resources. Cede our governments. Submit or be annihilated. They gave us 30 days to consider their generous offer. But what if their biggest mistake wasn't the ultimatum itself? What if their biggest mistake was the 30 days they gave us to prepare? What happens when the primitives you came to conquer have been studying you for 15 years? This is the story of how Earth's fierce retaliation left the Galactic Council speechless. Before we access the full tactical debriefing, secure your channel by subscribing and activating all notifications. You won't want to miss what comes next. Alright, let's open the classified file. The story begins now. The alien ship appeared above Earth's skies without warning. Its dark, obsidian hull stretched for miles, a sliver of impossible geometry that cast a shadow over entire cities. People stopped in the streets, their faces turned upward, pointing at the impossible sight hanging in their atmosphere like a metal moon. On the bridge of his flagship, the Ascendant Blade, Ambassador Kaler looked down at the blue and green marble below. His forearms moved with practiced grace as he adjusted his ceremonial robes. The Vorthic Empire had done this countless times before. Another primitive world. Another easy conquest. Send the message, he commanded his communications officer. Within hours, every television, every radio, every internet connection on Earth carried the same transmission. The alien's face filled screens worldwide. Pale blue skin, large, black, unblinking eyes, and a voice that somehow spoke every human language at once. People of Earth, Kaler began, his tone cold and matter-of-fact. I am Ambassador Kaler of the Galactic Ascendancy. Your world has been evaluated and found suitable for our needs. In the United Nations building in New York, world leaders gathered in an emergency session they had drilled for but never believed would happen. President Eva Rostova gripped the arms of her chair as the alien continued. The Galactic Ascendancy represents 12 advanced civilizations, spanning thousands of star systems. We have watched your species for many cycles. You are still in your infancy. Your technology is crude. Your societies are chaotic. But your planet has resources we require. The alien paused, letting his words sink in across a suddenly silent world. We offer you a choice, Kaler continued. Submit to our authority. Provide 70% of your mineral resources, your agricultural output, and your manufactured goods. Accept our governors to guide your primitive governments. In return, we will allow your species to continue existing under our protection. Secretary General Chun whispered to the man beside him, though he already feared the answer. What's the alternative? As if hearing his thoughts, the alien smiled. It was a cold, cruel expression that showed too many sharp teeth. The alternative is complete annihilation. We have obliterated 47 worlds that refused our generous offer. Your weapons cannot harm our ships. Your nuclear devices are toys compared to our planet crackers. The transmission showed images of dead worlds. Barren rocks floating in space where civilizations once thrived. Massive, continent-sized craters scarring their surfaces. No life remained. You have 30 of your days to respond, the alien concluded. Use this time wisely. Consider the fate of those who chose poorly. The transmission ended. Earth was left in chaos. In the days that followed, the full alien fleet revealed itself. Hundreds of ships emerged from behind the moon, each one larger than Earth's biggest aircraft carriers. They formed a perfect, menacing ring around the planet. President Rostova convened the emergency meeting of all world leaders in Geneva. Even nations that had been enemies for decades sat at the same table, their old grievances forgotten in the face of a common threat. We need options, Rostova said, her voice a pillar of calm in the storm. Military, diplomatic, anything. General Thompson, head of the Global Military Command, spread holographic displays across the table. They showed grim numbers. Our best estimates suggest their smallest ships could destroy our entire combined fleet. Their energy shields, they deflect everything we've tested. Addition bullets, missiles, even a direct nuclear strike. What about negotiation? Asked Prime Minister Okafor. Maybe we can reduce their demands. 50% instead of 70%. Dr. Eris Thorne, director of the Advanced Research Division, shook his head. I've been studying their transmissions. The mathematical precision, the energy signatures, these beings don't negotiate. They dictate terms to species they consider inferior. So we have no choice but to surrender? President Volkov of the Eurasian Republic slammed his fist on the table. Hand over our world. There might be another way, Dr. Thorne said quietly. All eyes turned to him. He activated a secure holographic display that only the leaders could see. For the past 15 years, we've been working on something. Code name, Project Chimera. He leaned forward, his voice dropping. It started after the incident in the Australian outback in 2009. We've had their technology longer than they realize. Small pieces at first, debris from scout ships, damaged probes. Our best scientists have been reverse engineering everything. We've made breakthroughs they can't possibly imagine. What kind of breakthroughs? Rostova asked, her heart pounding. Thorne allowed himself a small, grim smile. The kind that might surprise them. But we need those 30 days. Every single minute. Aboard the Ascendant Blade, Ambassador Kaler reviewed the intelligence reports. The humans were behaving exactly as predicted. Their leaders were arguing amongst themselves. Their military forces remained grounded. Their news broadcasts showed panic and despair. Any signs of resistance? Kaler asked his tactical officer. None, Ambassador. Their largest military installations remain inactive. No unusual energy signatures. Some increased communication traffic, but that is normal for primitive species facing extinction. Kaler nodded, satisfied. They will surrender within 20 days. No species this young has ever lasted longer. His science officer approached. Ambassador, we've detected some unusual metal compositions in their primitive weapon systems. Should we investigate? Kaler waved a dismissive hand. Unnecessary. Whatever crude alloys they've developed cannot threaten ascendancy technology. Focus on the resource extraction plans. He had no idea that deep beneath the Earth's surface, in shielded facilities his advanced sensors could not detect, an entire planet was preparing to show the galaxy what happened when you pushed humanity too far. In underground bunkers across Siberia, weapons technicians were testing energy systems that combined human ingenuity with alien efficiency. On secret islands in the Pacific, pilots were training in advanced flight simulators programmed with captured alien combat data. And deep beneath the Nevada desert, engineers were working around the clock, installing alien-human hybrid power cores into a secret fleet of spacecraft. As the 30-day deadline approached, President Rostova addressed the world and the waiting alien fleet. After careful consideration of the Galactic Ascendancy's terms, she began, her face a mask of solemn duty. We have concluded that the complexity of transferring 70% of our planet's resources requires extensive logistical planning. We request an additional 45 days to organize the compliance. Ambassador Kaler's mouth curved into a smile. More delays. More weakness. It was almost disappointing how predictable these creatures were. Granted, his voice boomed across Earth's communication networks. 45 additional days. Use them wisely, humans. Do not test our patience further. What the ambassador could not see were the faces of humanity's leaders as the transmission ended. No despair. No defeat. Only the cold, hard glint of determination. Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, in a facility that officially did not exist, Dr. Thorne walked through corridors that hummed with alien technology. But this was not merely captured tech. This was something far more sophisticated. Report, he said as he entered the main research lab. Dr. Yamamoto, his lead physicist, looked up from a device that seemed to bend light around itself. The gravity manipulators are online. The energy shields are holding stable at 300% of standard alien output. Most importantly, the quantum communication array is working. The quantum communicator was their greatest achievement. While the aliens monitored every radio wave and satellite transmission, humanity had developed a method of instantaneous, undetectable communication that operated outside normal space-time. Show me the fleet status, Thorne requested. A holographic display materialized. It showed the truth. Hidden beneath every major city were massive underground shipyards. 147 combat vessels are ready, Yamamoto reported. Each equipped with hybrid propulsion, adaptive armor, and weapons that can reconfigure themselves based on target analysis. And our special projects? Yamamoto's expression grew serious. The Chimera-class ships are ahead of schedule. We'll have 12 of them ready. Each one carries enough firepower to engage an Ascendancy dreadnought and win. The project had begun 15 years ago when the first alien probe crashed in the Australian outback. Unlike earlier incidents, which had been mostly debris, this crash had provided intact technology. The probe's memory banks had contained star charts, technical specifications, and most importantly, communication logs from the Galactic Ascendancy. Humanity had been studying their enemy for over a decade. In another part of the facility, Captain Marcus Kane reviewed mission plans with his wing commanders. The pilots around the table were the best humanity had to offer. "Remember," Kane said, pointing to the tactical display. "The Vorthic ships have superior firepower, but their pilots are overconfident. They've never faced an opponent who could match their technology. They expect us to run or hide." "What's our advantage, Captain?" asked Squadron Leader Park. "We're unpredictable," Kane replied with a grim smile. "Every species the Ascendancy has conquered followed logical military doctrine. They fought defensive wars. We're going to do something they've never encountered before." He paused. "We're going to attack." The deception continued. Above ground, the world played its part. News reports showed governments organizing resource databases. Military leaders discussed the peaceful transition of authority. The aliens watched it all, their computers analyzing human behavior and confirming their predictions. The species was preparing for subjugation. They could not see the real activity. They couldn't detect the massive underground complex in the Sahara Desert, where Admiral Elena Vasquez coordinated the largest military operation in human history. "Status report from Asia," she requested. 18 facilities reporting ready, Admiral. The Beijing complex has completed integration of their captured Ascendancy navigation systems. That was another breakthrough. When the aliens had positioned their fleet, they had automatically synchronized with local gravitational beacons to maintain formation. Human technicians had hacked those beacons within hours. The Ascendancy fleet was now broadcasting its exact position, course, and speed directly to human computers. They were providing targeting data to their own victims. "Disinformation campaign?" Vasquez asked. "Working perfectly, Admiral," her intelligence chief replied. "The aliens are intercepting exactly what we want them to intercept. Their computers show our resistance capability at less than 5% of our actual strength." The final piece of the puzzle was the virus. Human cyber warfare specialists had been inside the alien fleet's internal network for 8 days. A dormant virus was spreading, ship to ship. When activated, it would disable their fleet coordination protocols. Each ship would be isolated, blind, and alone. The countdown continued. 5 days, 4, 3. Soon, the galaxy would learn what happened when someone threatened humanity's home. The final day arrived. Ambassador Kaler stood on his observation deck, watching the planet rotate slowly below. 47 worlds had surrendered at this moment. Number 48 would be no different. His communications officer announced the humans' formal response was coming through. "Display it," Kaler commanded. President Rostova appeared on the screen. But something was different. The worried expression was gone. In its place was a look of cold, sharp determination. "Ambassador Kaler and the Galactic Ascendancy," she began. "We have prepared our response to your ultimatum." Kaler leaned forward, a smug smile on his face. "Our answer is no." The smile vanished. The ambassador blinked, his forearms tensing. "Excuse me? We reject your demands," Rostova continued, her voice like ice. "We reject your authority, and we reject your threats. Earth will remain free, independent, and under human control. Furthermore, we demand that you withdraw your fleet from our solar system immediately. You have 1 hour to begin departure procedures." The tactical officer on the alien bridge looked at his commander in confusion. "Ambassador, their largest vessel is barely 300 meters long. They cannot possibly." He was cut off by alarms screaming throughout the ship. "SIR," the sensor operator shouted, his voice cracking with panic. "I'm detecting massive energy signatures. Multiple contacts emerging from everywhere." The main display changed. Space around Earth was no longer empty. Ships were appearing from behind asteroids, emerging from what had seemed like empty space, rising from the surfaces of moons. Not dozens of ships, hundreds. "How is this possible?" Kaler demanded. "Our sensors showed no fleet construction." His answer came in the form of the largest human vessel he had ever seen. It emerged from behind Earth's moon, a behemoth easily twice the size of his own flagship. Its hull gleamed with an unusual metallic surface that seemed to absorb and reflect light in impossible ways. On the bridge of the UHS Chimera, Captain Marcus Kane watched the panicked alien fleet. "All stations report ready," his tactical officer announced. "Communications," Kane ordered. "Open a channel to the alien flagship." Kaler's screen filled with the image of a human in a military uniform. "I am Captain Kane of the United Human Space Fleet," the human said calmly. "You are trespassing in our solar system. Withdraw immediately or face the consequences." Kaler found his voice. "Human, you cannot threaten the galactic ascendancy. Our technology is thousands of years ahead of yours. Our shields are impenetrable." Kane smiled, and something in that expression made the alien ambassador deeply, profoundly uncomfortable. "Your shields are impenetrable to the weapons you know about," Kane replied. "Unfortunately for you, we've had 15 years to improve on your designs." He made a small gesture, and Kaler's ship shuddered violently. Alarms shrieked. "That was a warning shot," Kane's voice explained calmly through the chaos. "From our smallest escort vessel. Our main guns are significantly more impressive. Would you like a demonstration?" On the Ascendancy flagship, chaos erupted. The warning shot had penetrated their primary shields as if they didn't exist. "Analysis," Kaler screamed. His science officer worked frantically. "The energy signature is unknown, Ambassador. It appears to be a hybrid of plasma and particle acceleration, but the quantum matrix is unlike anything in our databases." What the alien couldn't know was that human engineers had taken standard Ascendancy weapons and redesigned them from the ground up. The result was technology that far surpassed its alien origins. "Begin Operation Chimera," Captain Kane ordered. Squadron Leader Park piloted her Interceptor-class fighter through a complex attack pattern. Her instruments locked onto a Vorthic destroyer that hadn't even detected her approach. Her first missile struck the alien ship's shield generator. The device, designed to deflect known energy weapons, had no defense against a human kinetic penetrator enhanced with alien guidance systems. The shields collapsed. "Fox 2," Park announced, launching her second missile. This one carried a warhead combining human explosive technology with alien antimatter containment. The resulting explosion tore the destroyer's hull apart like paper. The battle erupted. Human ships, which looked crude and primitive, were systematically dismantling the most powerful fleet the galaxy had ever seen. The alien formation, exactly as human analysts had predicted, was too rigid, too slow. "Initiate Phase 2, Admiral Vasquez ordered from her hidden command ship. The dormant virus in the Ascendancy fleet's communication network activated. Every ship was now fighting alone. The human ships, which had been pressing the attack, suddenly seemed to retreat. "They're running." Kaler felt a surge of relief. "All ships, pursue and destroy." But his tactical officer looked confused. "Ambassador, our formation tracking systems are malfunctioning. I cannot establish contact with any other vessel." And then, the trap was sprung. The retreating human ships reversed course. But they were no longer the same. Vessels. Stealth systems deactivated, revealing their true size and armament. Weapons hidden in folded space unfolded like deadly flowers. The UHS Chimera itself underwent a transformation that left the alien fleet speechless. Its hull split open, revealing massive gun batteries. Secondary vessels, each the size of an alien cruiser, launched from its internal hangars. "My God," Kaler whispered, finally understanding the scope of the deception. "They've been hiding their true capabilities this entire time." Kane's voice came across the channel one last time. "Ambassador, you came to our system expecting to find a primitive species that would bow to your superior technology." He paused. "Instead, you found humans. We suggest you remember the difference." The battle raged for 4 more hours. Human weapons, designed to think and adapt, found weaknesses in the alien defenses. Psychological warfare protocols broadcast custom signals to each alien species, playing on their cultural fears and causing their command structure to collapse completely. Ambassador Kaler, his fleet in ruins, tried to retreat. He found his flagship surrounded by human interceptors. "Going somewhere, Ambassador?" Captain Kane's voice asked. Tractor beams locked onto his hull. The humans weren't destroying his ship. They were capturing it. You cannot do this. Kaler protested. I am a diplomatic representative. There are protocols. There were protocols, Kane's voice replied, cold as the void. You violated them when you threatened genocide against our species. Consider yourself a prisoner of war. As the battle wound down, Admiral Vasquez reviewed the reports. 87 alien vessels destroyed or captured. Fewer than 20 had escaped, and they were allowed to escape. Vasquez wanted survivors to carry the message. She opened a channel to the captured alien flagship. Ambassador Kaler's face appeared on screen, his proud demeanor shattered. Ambassador, Vasquez said calmly, you came to our system expecting to find a primitive species ready for conquest. Instead, you found something your databases never warned you about. You found humans at war. What do you want from us? Kaler asked, his voice a broken whisper. Vasquez smiled. The expression was not reassuring. We want you to deliver a message to your galactic ascendancy. Tell them that Earth is under human protection. Tell them that we do not submit, we do not surrender, and we do not forget threats against our species. She leaned forward, her eyes locking with his. And tell them that if they ever return to our system with hostile intent, we will not stop at defending ourselves. We will hunt down every world that supported this invasion and show them what human retaliation looks like.